Welcome to the
Hello.
show where the intro is cooler than the show.
Isn't that such a lovely bit of music? And then it's us two after all that.
And it was actually really fun putting it together too.
Yeah, it
And then
is.
you kind of do it, and then you kind of just see us sitting here and go, "Hmm."
Yeah, it's all that enthusiastic music, and it's just us two going, yeah, all right, everybody, hello.
Hey, here we are. So today, if I can wake up, because as we were talking about earlier, I went to a great concert last night. Uh,
Ooh,
but if I can wake up, we're going to talk about a really cool tool today.
we are. This is day 4 of our 31 Days of August streaming challenge, inspired by the Leader 2021 live streaming challenge thing.
Yeah, and it's really fun, right? We're not actually participating in all the stuff that they're doing because I'm not a joiner on anything, but it is a cool concept, and it's been great going live every day.
Yeah,
E-
it is. It,
Even with us, right? We've been doing this a long time. We're making steady incremental improvements even over 4 days.
We are. Hopefully, it's obvious that we are.
Yeah, most people aren't going to see it.
No, no. But by day 31, oh yeah. Actually, if anybody's interested in what changes we've made to this, we're going to do a sort of like a week review on Sunday, so people can just find out what we have actually done in case they haven't actually noticed.
Yeah, it's basically the way that we're going. By the end of the 31 days, I'm going to be coming in like Pink, where she flies over the audience. That'll be me at day 31. I'll come flying in.
Yeah, yeah. That's going to be well cool. Yeah.
So
And,
what tool are we talking about today, Bob?
well, after we had a really good chat with Stuart Mitchell yesterday and Jordan of Intelligo. That was really good. If anybody wants to catch up on that, go check out our YouTube channel where each day's video is going to be collected, and you can look back and see what we've been doing. Today we're looking at a tool, and we're going to look at Stage Timer, a
Yes.
cool tool.
StageTimer.io, actually, which is an amazing tool. But so everybody knows how stage timers are currently done. And yes, there are fancy solutions, but for most meetings, events, conferences, whatever it happens to be, the speaker timer is a box that sits underneath the confidence monitor or off to the side, and it has red numbers and it just counts down. And speakers who are on the stage rarely pay attention to it. So then what you end up doing is you end up having people at the back of the room with little cards that say 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then finally you got to give them the hook.
I would actually like to see that where the big hook comes out from the side of the station, just puts around the neck and then go, no, you're done, pull away.
You're out of here.
Yeah, it comes across as a Looney Tunes cartoon when they actually get it around the neck and pulled off. But yeah, that'd be cool.
It would actually make for a much more exciting event.
It would do, wouldn't it?
And speakers would just be hauling ass through their presentations.
Especially if you said to them, if you don't get off stage on time, I'm afraid the trapdoor's going to open and you're going to go to the bowels of the earth.
Oh yeah, they get the speaker thing starts blinking and then like hopping around.
Yeah, trying to find out where the trapdoor is, and then all of a sudden, gone.
Fantastic. That would be great. But let's talk about Stage Timer.
Yeah. So how does Stage Timer address the issue of people not keeping an eye, basically, on the time they've got left?
Well, Stage Timer actually is a few different tools all in one that runs in a browser. So basically, you have, and we're going to show you in a second, but basically, me at the control, in production, can put up the speaker timer and it's on any internet connected device. So you can have a second monitor up next to your confidence monitor, and you can put that up there, and the timer's there. A speaker, if they're virtual or hybrid, can have it on their phone or a tablet. It just works. Then what you can do is you can have moderators that are out in the audience with their own separate link, because one of the coolest features about this thing is the fact that you can send out a link to all the attendees. They can ask questions, and then you can push those up to the speaker as well. So this thing fills a lot of needs in one small, inexpensive little tool.
That's really nice. Really
Should we
nice.
show them?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I have way too much energy for having been up at 5 hours ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah, you're doing well. You're keeping up. Keep up with the coffee.
Yeah, so this is actually the back end of Speaker Timer. It is a very, very, very simple tool to use. Here's your timer. You can adjust the time to whatever you want. Here are the links that I talked about. So you have links for the viewer, for the controller, for the agenda, for the moderator.
Oh, they do QR codes as well, which is handy.
Oh, yeah. And then on my phone, so let's say that I'm that virtual speaker, hybrid speaker out there, that timer is on my phone and I can push messages, right? So I can come in over here and I can go message, because that's what you want to send your speakers while they're on the stage. Boop, right? And then you pop over here.
Message. And it's on the phone as well, I take it. Message.
Seriously, this thing is flipping rock star. It's been around for a little bit.
Which means it's had a chance to evolve and become much more stable and mature, so that's good.
Yeah, I this is actually a tool I would highly recommend to anyone, and it is inexpensive. This is not an expensive tool, right? There is a free version. So if you are a small or medium-sized association with absolutely no budget and one main room for your conference, tool isn't going to cost you anything, right? Then they go up to, if you have 10 rooms, it's $150 per year, right? And then if you go up to unlimited rooms, let's say you're a big organization that has 30 concurrent sessions, we're talking $290 per year.
That's
This
nothing considering how much you've probably spent on the event itself. This is like nothing at all.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the cost, and I hope they don't listen to this and now raise the price, right? I hope they don't do that. But I think that it is perfectly affordable for any organization.
Okay,
I mean,
let me just clarify a couple of things then. First of all, on the phone, is it a web page or an app?
it is a web page, so it is not an app.
Which
So
is cool because you don't have to worry about is this app compatible with my tablet or my phone or regular updates. If you've got a Wi-Fi connection, so why bother that? So that's fine. That's cool. And the second thing to clarify is, okay, this is a standalone system that is outside of your events platform.
yes,
So it's not something that needs to be jigged around. You need API access. This is something that just exists in its own little universe.
yep, and it is. I wouldn't want it integrated with anything, right? Because what happens is when you have a lot of things that are integrated with platforms, let's say a virtual event platform, they have speaker timers, right? We have one going right now. It's in the upper left-hand corner. How many times have you looked at it while we've been talking?
Yeah.
Big zero for me.
Yeah.
Right? So speakers are actually going to pay attention to it. Now, with the paid plans, there are some other really cool things that you can do. So, for example, when the timer gets down to 0, you can actually play a chime. So, ding, ding, whatever. It'll flash. Like you can, again, there's a lot of, you can put your own logos and themes in here. But this is just the free tool, and it works plenty good.
I love the idea that it's actually not integrated to do anything because you need some sort of reliability. So if you have a problem with your hybrid software, which you're channeling this timer through, if the event software goes down, then everything goes down. But so by having this outside of that ecosystem, it's not going to be affected by other problems. I mean, obviously, it might actually have a problem itself, but yeah, it's outside the ecosystem, so it's going to be something that's going to be reliable and not dependent on anything else.
Yeah, no, it's darn near perfect.
That's really cool. We'll just go
Yeah,
sit
and
here
then
now and just watch the time go down.
and then also, you can get a QR code so that you can send out this link to all of the attendees, and then this is where they can actually ask a question, right? And then you can push those questions up to the speaker, which
That's
again.
pretty. So what is the current situation when it comes to submitting audience questions? What kind of systems are people using?
So if you are a very large event or an event with a big budget, there are tools for that, right? But for most events, they're not we're not looking at massive budgets, right? So they're cobbling together whatever they can. I've done virtual and hybrids where the solution literally is a Google Doc, right? Where the speaker, if it's virtual at home, they have a tablet up, logged into Google Docs, and there's somebody dumping questions. They're copy and pasting them out of the platform and putting them in the Google Doc with big enough font for the speaker to see, and they're putting them in a Google Doc. They're putting them in Word. They're sending them via WhatsApp. We actually have we one client that they have to put them all in WhatsApp. This solves that problem. Now, again, you can assign. Now, you don't want a million questions pouring in, right, and taking over, right? So that's all the
Yeah.
speakers are question after question after question. So you can actually assign moderators to this so that the moderators can then push the questions forward that you actually want the speakers to answer. Not the how's the weather question, right? If there's a question that the moderator thinks is great, they send it up, the speaker can see it, they read it back, it says the person's name if they're not anonymous. It is just simply a better.
That sounds like a brilliant way because if you're going to be collecting questions to send to the speaker, then the amount of people involved in the collection and then the administration and then copying from one place to another and then making sure it's formatted okay, you're going to miss the speaker's going to miss questions because they're just not coming in fast enough. There's that so many people involved from the audience member to the speaker. There's so much in between that there's going to be delays and mistakes. So if
Sure.
you can actually cut out some of that process, so whoever's wandering around the audience saying, "You got a question? Let me just type that in," and that's straight into the moderation queue, and then from the moderation queue to the speaker, that's perfect.
Oh, I mean, I cannot say enough about this tool. And by the way, I don't know them. They haven't paid us. That this is just one of those things that you stumble across, and it
Yeah.
is just a simple thing that works. And we hope they don't bolt on more functionality to make it less useful.
No, the best tools are the one that do a single job and do it really, really well.
Yes,
This is a prime candidate for that.
it is. And the beauty is that's all there is to it.
Nice. I like that. That's really cool. There was other notes we had on this. So you mentioned there are three. There's someone a free version of this.
Yes. The
So
free
what do you get
version
for
is
that?
good for the free version I think is good for if you have 3 rooms, right? So if you have, a main session room and 2 breakouts.
Okay, and then after that,
You're
what
going
kind?
150 a year or 200 bucks a year.
I mean, a year.
I
I
know.
mean, if you're doing, even if you just do one event a year, that's still it's still useful and it's still in budget almost. Well,
Well,
it is in
if
budget.
I went to Encore and I said I need a speaker timer, they're going to charge me rightfully so. I mean, I'm not complaining about the price, but they're going to charge 150 bucks just to put the box with the red numbers up there, right? There's your 150 bucks,
Yeah.
right? Now, do you have to add another confidence monitor, right? Yes, if you're not doing TED style, where there are no slides, then your confidence monitor is going to be, for the speakers to see their slides, you're going to have another monitor that's right next to it. So yes, you are going to incur some costs that way, unless you have speakers that have it on their phone, or on a tablet or something. But my thinking is you've already spent, 10, 15, 20K on 2 days worth of audio visual, and sometimes more than that. Invest in that second monitor because it is going to make the program better.
It becomes more slick because people are actually able to keep an eye on the times and, with luck, actually finish on time. Or
Yeah.
at least more likely to finish on time, as opposed to having a hook around the neck and being dragged off into the wings.
Yeah. And, does it, does it replace like Slido for questions? For a lot of organizations that only use Slido for questions, right? They're not running polls or anything through it. Then yeah, it does. Right. So you can actually save that expense. Again, not knocking Slido because we used it for years. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. But if all you have is audience questions, this actually can do the job.
That's pretty cool.
It
Pretty
is.
cool. A nice find.
I already using it.
Nice. Very nice. Anything else to add?
No, not on this one. But we can talk a little bit about tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be pretty exciting. You had to look over,
Um,
didn't you?
I'm looking at. I've got what Evernote opened just there.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Evernote over there because tomorrow we're actually talking about Evernote, and this is actually something that. Oh, look!
Mm.
It turned yellow.
Oh yeah.
So tomorrow we're talking about replacing your conference binder, and actually this is something that I've actually been preaching for. I think the first post I did about using Evernote or OneNote or Nimbus Note to replace your conference binder. I think my first post on that was like 10 years ago, but now it is more critical than ever to do this. And there are new things that I want to expound on in that. We're getting the red blinker.
Yeah, we're
Is
not going to
that
go anywhere until this reaches 0. So
Let's just stare at it.
yeah, just watch it for a bit. There we
But
go. Here we
again,
go. 2, 1.
I haven't messed with it. This is just simply right now. It's telling me that we're going over.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and again, there are other things that you can do, right? You can make it flash. You can make it. I can add them in it. But down here,
Yeah,
you subtract them in it. So if you start a little late, because we all know that happens all the time. The presentation before went a little bit
yeah.
over. It is fantastic. But back to
Evernote.
Evernote and the conference binder. Evernote and OneNote and Nimbus Note, they've all added new tools, which actually make them even better to use as your conference binder. And literally, we do events all the time, and people on my team still carry their binders, and I just walk around going, you could just carry around an iPad.
Other tablets are available. But I know what you mean. Yeah, sorry. I'm not. I like Apple products and I think they look fabulous, but I'll stick with open platforms. Anyway,
No, I'm with you. I had a Samsung tablet, but I will say in the tablet game, there is literally no one better than Apple. And I am not an Apple. I don't have I have a Samsung Galaxy. I'm running Windows PCs. My whole virtual setup is Windows PCs.
actually, we need to do an episode about the alternative operating systems that would allow someone to set up a business with minimal expense. Because I'm into Ubuntu and it's a free download.
Yeah, but look, did you look at Saturday's topic?
Hold on. Hold on. Wednesday, Thursday. Which day's that? Getting rid of the event planners tomorrow. That's right. What's working, what's not?
Oh, Wait a minute. Where in the heck is that? Anyway, so we have a topic coming up, which is on computers, right?
Yeah.
And the computers that planners should choose. And
That's
the whole segment on Linux is you, man.
yeah. Okay, we need to sort out our little list. Yeah. Okay, so that's getting miles away from what we were talking about today. So okay, so everybody should check out Sitebind.
StageTimer.io.
Stage Timer. Should check it out. Even if you do decide against it, it's worth looking at it and see how it fits into your setup and whether it can replace something. Maybe, if it can replace a few things you are using, which makes life easier, makes it more efficient, and it fits within your budget. If you need to take it further, then it's going to be worth looking at.
Yes. And now that we're going to wrap in about 39 minutes, I think Dahlia and crew are going live on their program,
Oh, cool.
which I will actually be tuning into that because they are doing a phenomenal job over there.
Fabulous. Okay. Wow. Thanks to. Oh, is there any comments or anything like that come in?
No,
Okay, nice and quiet.
nobody loves us, Bob.
That's okay. It's for us. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so if for those who are listening on replay, thank you very much for doing so. We have this has actually been streamed to our YouTube channel, so please go look at that and check that out. It's also available on the Event Planning News page on Facebook, the Planner Wire page on Facebook, and the Bullet List Podcast Show group on Facebook. Of course, there is a website, but if you want to know about the videos, you want to check down and be notified, please go check out those pages.
And other than that, you can find us at bullet-list.com.
Yes, you can indeed. Okay, well, I think that's a wrap.